Okay, so we have just revised. I can hear chatting. Aiden, shh. Just revised our global contentions. Yes.
I'm going to go 12:30.
Okay, is it 12:30?
Yeah.
Yes. Off you go then. All right.
Are we in a podcast? Can you see?
We've done that, and we've revised how we then plan our paragraphs using those contentions. Aiden,
I was talking about podcast. That's really
does everyone understand this particular aspect? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to revise the format of our comparative analysis, our comparative essay. If this is all about the milk article, Holden, yes. At the bottom of the milk article were, I think, 5 or 6 comments. People actually commented. They found it contentious and they commented. Yes? So let's say one of them, we made this joke yesterday. Remember the joke? Ford. Yes. Ford commented. And Ford said, whatever Ford said.
Do we need to use everything?
No.
All
right, here's...
Is this the layout of it?
This is our essay, yes. The layout of our essay. All right, I can still hear chatting. It's getting quite frustrating. It's very rude. It needs to stop.
Miss, what's the word of the show?
What colour is the word you're reading?
Tracking time to show.
What colour is the word?
Oh, green.
Up the top?
Yeah.
To show absurdity.
Absurdity.
Okay, so here's our essay. It's going to be more than 2 pages. We're just going to pretend it's 2 pages today. Okay? So we are going to do our introduction. Here's our introduction. Who can remind me about the 5 steps of an introduction? Pat.
Background information.
Okay, tell me more about the background information. What else is in that? When we say background information, what are we actually meaning? The premise, why it's written. Pardon? The purpose, the timeline.
Isn't purpose and premise different things?
Yes, they can be, yeah. Okay? The premise is what happened. Like they wrote it because they got annoyed about whatever. The purpose is, that they got annoyed so they're writing about it, but what they actually want is for that to happen over there. They want something other to stop. Okay? Now, when we have 2 texts, so we've got Holden, his milk article, yes? And let's say Ford is actually from Dairy Connect, Mr. Ford from Dairy Connect. Why did he write back to Holden? Pat? To tell him why he's wrong. We're making this up because Ford didn't do that, but we're pretending, yes? So when we're saying the background information of Holden's text, it's different to Ford's, yes? Because the background of Holden's is that he saw that Dairy Connect were trying to ban the word milk and and he got annoyed and said, that's ridiculous, you're being a bit like Trump. He says whatever he says. Mr. Ford from Dairy Connect reads and goes, what the? I'm going to write back to Holden and say, stop it. You don't know what you're talking about, yes? So his background information is, yes, all the other stuff, but he actually has been so incensed or insulted by Holden that he now responds. Okay? And so really, part of when we do a comparison, part of the background for the second text is the relationship between the 2. Yes?
Could you write the top 3 parts of the argument?
Yes, I will. Okay? So, when we do comparison, part of the background for the second text is that what is the relationship between the 2? Okay? And that's important. So here, we do more of Holden and then a little bit of Ford. Why only a little bit, please, Nick?
Because there's like less information.
There's less information. All right, if 50-50 Jamal, Holden's text was 300 words, Ford's text was 300 words, tell me how much we would do. Would we do the same? Might we do 50-50? What will we do?
75 25.
With two 50-50 articles?
Oh, 250.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe equal. But you really have to just decide on the day what's happening. If they're both saying the same thing, if one is coming across as the more prominent text, the first text, even though they're equal in size, you might still do the same. You decide on the day. Tell me how I join them in the middle. What's my joiner? Pardon?
Like conversely.
Yeah, a connective phrase. Such as on the other hand. Yes? Alright. This is where things, it doesn't really matter how you do it. This is, let's say, option 1. I talk about a paragraph about Holden, a paragraph about Ford, a paragraph about Holden, Ford, and then if I'm getting to a conclusion, I do a little bit about Holden and a little bit about Ford again. Is that a blue one? Yes. No? What's happened to my blue texter? It's got red on it. Can everyone see how those colour patterns work? Yes?
Yeah.
Now when I switch back and forth, what colour am I using to represent my connectives?
Orange.
Orange. Do I need a connective here? Are you sure? What have I'm talking about Holden. Have I just finished talking about Holden or Ford? So I need a connective here. Yes?
Yeah.
Do I need a connective here? Yes? Why?
Because you're going from paragraph from like
To a different author.
And then the next one you need another one, but then after that you don't need another one. Just so.
I don't need another one,
So.
but I could
Use an addition.
just use additionally.
Yes, sir.
Which what that really means is I'm still talking about the same person and now I'm adding extra information. These other ones mean I'm no longer talking about Ford, I'm going to talk about Holden. I'm no longer talking about Holden, I'm talking about Ford. I'm talking about Holden, I'm still talking about Holden. Now I'm talking about Ford again. Yes, Pat?
So, say Holden starts off.
Yep.
And you say conversely, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And says the other thing.
Yep.
So that's your point, right?
Yep.
But how would you transition if you're going to another point? Like, in the next point?
What do you mean again? In the same paragraph?
Say Holden says milk is bad.
Yep.
Ford says milk is good.
Yep.
Then that's the point, like, they're trying to make.
Yep.
And the next paragraph would be, like, something else. How would I transition?
Well, I might say, they say milk is good. Conversely, they say milk is bad. While they're saying milk is good, the way they say milk is good shows that them saying milk is bad doesn't work. So I might so it's going back to this relationship between the two. If one of them starts to highlight flaws in the other's logic. Yes? Okay? That's option A. Most of you will do that. And some of you have been taught that because this is a basic one, you're going to get less points. Yes? And so then you try this option.
Oh, it's like mixed. You go between both in each paragraph.
Yeah, and so now I'm just going to do the colours. We've got our intro, we've got our conclusion. Your intros and your conclusions.
Is your blue purple?
Yeah, my blue is now red.
Of course, I think you mixed up the reds.
I don't know what I did.
Do you want my blue?
Yes, please. And I promise I won't wreck your blue.
It's crazy purple. Inside of it. That's straight purple.
Thank you.
Blue. And down there, yeah, it's meant to be blue. That's what I was talking about before. That's straight purple. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Oh. It's not right.
It is a nice blue.
Crazy.
Okay.
It's new. I haven't really used it.
Yeah, I had to go to the cupboard and steal something out of there because mine, they literally died overnight. They were going okay and now they're dead. And so I'm going to do each paragraph now in a black box so you can see that it's one paragraph. Okay, and I do a little bit of Holden, and then I counteract with a bit of Ford, and I go back to Holden, and I finish off with a bit of Ford. So I'm starting to mix them up a little bit. So our connectives are said quite often. Yes? Okay. And then I might do a big one there. Okay. And it might look like that. Yes, that's really sophisticated. Yes, that will get you brilliant marks if you can do it really well. If you can't do it really well and you stuff it up, you're going to get better marks for that. Yes? So forcing yourself to do this is not going to get better marks. It's a bit similar to if you make a really poor choice for VCE when you choose the wrong subject just because it scales up. Yes? Okay? Give me a subject that scales up.
Specialist math.
Specialist math. So me, and you know my maths abilities, yes? I choose specialist math because it scales up whatever it scales up. Instead of getting 50, I get 10 as my study score for specialist maths. And it scales up to what? 12 now?
It scales up to,
How many percent?
I don't know, but they said it's just the same as like another language.
Yeah, like it's the same as a like because
Yeah, so it's not. That's how. So I've gone from 10 to 12. Yes. If I'd done health, I would get 45. So instead of choosing health, I choose specialist maths because I think it scales up.
Are you good at health?
Yeah.
She's
So-
a health teacher.
So I am
Did you help you?
not here, but I can. I'm qualified to teach health as well. Okay. And so I get 45 for health and I get 12 for maths. I should have just chosen health. Yes. So if I can't do this very well, I'm better off doing this because instead of out of 40, you might get 20 for this. When for this you'll get 35. And so just if that's what you can do, just do that. Okay? Don't stress about what you're going to do. With this one, what it might actually look like is that we've got our intro again, the same sort of pattern. I might have one whole paragraph about Holden, and then my next paragraph is just that mixed up one. Because I think I've got more to say about Holden, I just want to quickly throw Ford in there just then. Okay? But that's fine. You can mix, but once again, you don't do this unless you're going to do it well.
Can you get intro, Ford, Holden, and then Ford,
Yes.
Holden, and then-
Yep. See how I did Holden, Ford, Holden, Holden, Ford. I could do Holden, Ford, Holden, Ford, Holden, Ford. I could do Holden, 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 Ford.
How many paragraphs?
Try and get about 4. Yes.
What if I did like a whole paragraph for Holden, a whole paragraph for Ford, and like a separate paragraph on just comparing the two? So I say what
Oh yeah, that's fine as well. So that's mixing the two up, yes? No? Because what you're doing is you're telling me this is the idea that this particular text puts forward and this is how they do it and why they do it and whatever. On the other hand, this is what the other one does. But because they're talking about the same issue, one might say milk is good and they present them and do whatever, and the other one says milk is bad and they do it, but they've actually done similar things to do it. So you might want to mention that. Or they both use, or more so if one shows the other to be a load of rubbish. So you often see this on Facebook. Someone says some status, whatever they write, yes. And then someone gets in there and goes, well, how about this fact?
Like the beef that we just recently had. Yeah. BC and BCom.
Oh, I haven't seen any of that, but I'll go with you, yes. Some beef. Okay? All right, now, what that might be is, that person who puts this fact here, I might go, so-and-so says whatever they've said, yes? And person B says whatever they've said. But what they've actually, person B has said, has actually made person A look like a fool.
Oh.
And so if that's happened, then I need to mention that, yes? Now I saw that very thing last night on Facebook. It was International Women's Day the other day, so of course there's, cue lots of posts about why do we need Women's Day? What about Men's Day? Men don't get enough recognition in the world, clearly. Whatever, yes? So they wrote all like that, and someone came in about, how about this statistic? And that person said, oh, but I don't care about that. How about this one? How about this one? And suddenly, whatever the person B said, really, all it did was to show the audience, everyone who was following the thread with popcorn, that person A was an idiot, was stupid, was a fool.
What side does person be on?
Sorry?
What side does person be on? Like, what were they saying?
They're probably just an equalist because of the
No, they weren't an equalist, they were an...
Feminist?
No.
What's
Who's
it?
it, B or A?
B.
Oh, B.
The one who proved the other person wrong.
Okay, don't use the word equalist. I hate that word. But anyway, I don't know what they were, but they were like pretty much saying, this person was saying, oh, the starting argument was that more women die from violence than men do, from their partner, yes? And this man came and said, no, that's ridiculous. And then there's someone put actual statistic there. Yes? So it's not really about being a feminist or not, it's just that there's some just facts out there. Yes?
What was your view on the traffic light thing?
Traffic light thing.
Have you seen that?
Yes, I have seen that thing, and I've actually seen a really good meme this morning which said it wasn't actually a dress. So they've got the outline of the lady in the dress, and what it is, they've got a lady, and you can see the shape of the lady, but then behind her is her cape. Like Superwomen. Yeah, and it was never a dress. It was like, we're wearing pants, we're like got our superhero outfit on, but we've got a cape. So it's not a dress.
Have you seen him in the city?
Sorry?
Have you seen him in the
I have, and I think I can see where they're going. That it'd be nice to see some females up there because they're all men. But what I think, realistically, if we're saying because we don't want it to be gendered, well, let's not put the whole body up there. Let's just put just the legs walking because that's not gendered. Or let's just actually put like a hand because that means stop, and put
thumbs up.
Thumbs up or this. I've seen somewhere it sort of has this sort of hand thing where it's moving. Like, there's lots of things you can do that don't actually mean if you're walking. Because then, next thing, what about with dogs? What about people with one leg? What about people who are, So let's pick something that actually says whatever it is. And apparently in some countries, I heard some countries have animals. Which
I'm so lost in this conversation.
I don't know if that's true or not. But do you know the conversation we're in?
No.
Apparently if people want to change the pedestrian lights.
Why?
Well, if they're all men, why are they all men?
Oh,
But why are they all men, Lydia? Because we're all men?
figure. It doesn't even have penis. It's not getting classified as a man.
Well, that's your point. That's your point.
A woman in trousers.
It could be. Is it? I don't know. Let's just have feet. We can't argue with feet.
Well, actually, you probably could make the whole.
We could.
Just have the words more. That would just...
Because some people can't read the words. They need the picture.
Yeah, plus
But
the
then some
light.
people are gonna be like, oh,
Yeah, lights. Just have coloured lights.
Some people are colourblind.
And sign.
green and red.
With sound.
Yeah.
Sound.
Why don't you just do traffic
Alright.
lights?
You can all join a local council and argue which light you want. Well, let's go back to
There's
this.
a sign, Mary Warren, that says something about wait for pedos, like pedestrians.
Oh, pedos or peds?
Or I think it says peds.
I've seen pedos.
It probably
I'm
says
not
peds.
I'm not really sure, but
I'm pretty sure it will say peds. Let's get a photo of that.
Arrow and a cross. That's universal.
Yes, good. Okay, now you can Google another time about other things, but I agree with that one. Can I move on from this? Yes.
Yes.
All right. We are now.
This one with the
Yeah, I can still answer your question. Aiden's going to be quiet though.
Do you have any example essays that use both?
Yes. Oh. I'm not sure about both.
Do you know what I want? A really,
Right, and
just a
it's
really
been
10 out of
said
10
I don't know what I want.
language analysis so I can read it and be like,
Yeah, but a 10 out of 10 Just screaming like this.
10 out of 10. Yeah, but I just want to know, like, I just want a basic skill.
Oh, miss, I can't come
At the
on.
OC.
I messed up.
No. Unfortunately. Miss, do you have, like, just a language analysis that's like a pass that I can look at and be like, yes,
Like basic, not...
not like, oh my god,
You're going for
Big
the
words,
top level, aren't you?
no, I'm just literally going for a pass at this point.
Oh, is this the...
At least you get
Well, speaking of you literally just going through a pass, let's look at what you have to do to get that pass.
last year, right?
Lovely. That was a good segue, wasn't
It
it?
was a good segue. Thank you for providing that for me. Okay.
Basically.
Then you're
For some reason, don't forget that.
What
Wait, which one passed?
I need you to not be talking and having other side conversations. We need to be concentrating because the time will very quickly get away from us and the bell will go and we're done and that's it. I'll never see you again before the sack. That's how serious this is. I can promise you that I'll respond to emails and I'll be checking things and I'll be there for you on the weekend. Things might happen.
What happened to the...
I'll get caught in the garden, I'll find a TV show program to watch. Who knows? Yes? Part of Dragon Ball Z you're suggesting that I watch. It wasn't on my list of things, but maybe.
TV show. No, we're getting too distracted.
We are getting too distracted.
Too
Good.
distracted, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Now, what I would like you to do is we're looking at the sheet with the list. Some people are back here separated because, once again, annoying me. Don't just point it at Israel. I did say people, not person. Yes, never you, is it?
Yeah.
Alright, so our list of things, we're looking at the list. This is our key knowledge. You need to have this knowledge to pass. I am telling the world when I say you pass that you can do this. You have this knowledge, you have these skills. If you can't do this, I don't give you that letter S. Yes? Alright. Because I am trusted by the government that I say, yes, you have these skills and knowledge. I don't just give you an S because you give me nice strawberry Oreo chocolate. Okay? So, let's have a look at the first one. An understanding of the arguments presented in the text. What does that mean?
Excuse me. Was it more check sheets?
Yeah.
Thank
I missed you. Sorry.
you?
Alright, so I would like you to tell the person next to you what that first dot point means. If you are going to show you have that knowledge, what have you done? Because who are you talking to? So you're going to talk to?
You know what they're saying. You know
Don't
what
apologise for not talking. I need you to talk to me. So find a group.
they're.
Definitely go to
If you're
bed.
doing it, you're yeah, you want to
Drag her over. Do something. If I were you talking to someone. Lydia, who are you talking to?
My son's lying.
No.
That was
No.
mine.
Liam tried it earlier. It didn't work.
Okay, I want to hear.
Go talk to Jamal. Alright, you've got 30 seconds to work out what the first dot point means.
Yes, you know the.
Just so
You understand the. What they're trying to say. Yeah.
Alright, stop. Mercy, what is it? What does it mean? What do you know?
You identify the ideas of
Good, you've identified the ideas. Anything else? The global contention. So all that stuff that we did on the right hand side of the board earlier today, you've done all of that. So with the dental article, if all you told me, and I'm still not sure why I'm hearing chatting, if all you told me was that the editorial says that the mouth is part of the body, have you succeeded with that first dot point? No. If you tell me that the article, in reminding us that mouth is part of the body, is actually wanting Medicare to cover dentistry because by not covering it, it's costing da-da-da. Is that the argument? Is that the contention? Yes. Okay? So don't remember how I said the mistake that some of you are making is of those 4 steps, what, where, why, how. If you start at just where and you forget the what, the idea, what's implied, you don't get that first dot point. Next one. The ways authors construct arguments to position audiences, including through reason and logic, written and spoken and visual language. What does that mean? What do you know? If you are getting that dot point, work it out. Off you go.
The next one.
Yes, number 2.
Yeah. You can do what's next?
So you should be writing down on the list what things mean so you're reminded.
So basically, with the second dot point, if he can identify what the person saying, then you can identify how this makes the audience feel and their reaction to their argument.
And think about the types of words that go with that second dot point. So the type, what sort of words, which word list might you be looking at to get a good mark in that second dot point? Alright, Declan, what do you say for that second dot point? If you don't know, it's okay, but are you saying something? Yes.
It's like,
Just a minute, we've still got rudeness happening. Okay, go.
is it like their like structure and stuff?
So the bit of their structure, yes. So where they place the picture, for example, so it's how they construct the argument, which means they start by mentioning this and they move to mentioning that. Why do they do that? Because they draw you in, they suck you in, they convince you of this, and suddenly they sucker punch you. Yes? Okay, so it's about how they deliberately place their ideas to build up to something. Maybe they put the picture at the end. What if they use a table or a diagram or a graph? Is it about them just using that graph, or is it also about where it's placed on the page? Where it's placed. What if they quote a particular survey or an expert? Is it the fact that they quote them, or is it why they chose that particular expert over this expert? Okay.
They're reinforcing their ideas with
Yeah, and so you've got to talk about the choices they've made as well. So they've got ideas. So I want to convince you of whatever I want to convince you of. I deliberately choose to use this information available to me instead of that information available to me. Okay? So think of what I'm doing now. What am I trying to convince you to do on the weekend? Study. And study. So I give you this, yes? Instead, I could have given you homework for our next unit. Why didn't I do that?
It's not relevant.
Because it's not, and so you wouldn't see it as relevant. So I've chosen something that I think you will see as relevant, yes? So it's about what choices I've made and what choices your authors make. Alright, I would like you to look at the rest of those dot points for key skills and key knowledge and try and work out the rest. And as you do that, I want you to think, alright, she's given me the connectives and transitionals worksheet. That worksheet relates to this dot point. She's given me sentence starters. This sentence starter worksheet goes with that dot point. She's given me other words to use that goes with this dot point. She's drawn a structure on the board. That structure goes with this dot point. Okay, so try and work out every single thing I've given to you and how it relates to the criteria. Okay, off you go. Big task. The thinking task. Once again, your brain. Your hurting. The survivor cat. The sack, sorry.
Is this anyone like how they want you to feel?
Features of written, spoken, and motor. Internal effect.
Alright, so what do you think the third dot point is, ladies?
Would you reckon there was a technique
Means using not just writing, so it could also have video.
they get to the field? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You can't have what you want, bro.
they write sort of do it, so you can jump on the screen. Another way. Why?
Yeah.
Sorry, oh wait, which one? Yeah, so like you gotta be able to pick up stuff like that terrain. So would that be like the what, the where, the how, and then the why, I think it's the, I think
So conventions are the rules. So conventions of punctuation or conventions of English language means that you use tense or spelling or punctuation properly, or that your sentences are fluent, strung together correctly.
I need help with the convention discussion in the
I've just explained conventions. Literally. I stopped and you said straight away, I need help with conventions. Can someone help Aiden out here with what conventions mean?
See, it's proving it.
Lydia can help you. So she asked the question, and I said, I'll tell everybody, and she's the only one who obviously listened. So, is there anything you please? Go, Lydia.
It's like understanding how discussion and debate is created through their writing. For instance, like
So the word conventions literally can be replaced with what other word? What are? Rules. Thank you, Ifu, for proving that I did say it earlier. So rules. So we're saying conventions of spelling, what does that mean? What are you doing? If you've used the conventions of spelling, what have you done? Yes, we have someone in the room. we now can answer this question. So if you're using the conventions of spelling, what are you doing? It's nothing about outlines.
The rules of spelling.
You're using the rules of spelling. Good.
You're spelling correctly.
You're spelling correctly. Excellent. If you're using the conventions of punctuation, what are you doing?
You're using the right grammar. Wait.
Grammar or punctuation?
Punctuation.
Punctuation. Good.
Wait, with the conventions of discussion, so you're saying that with
Conventions of discussion means you are using the correct way to write an essay. The correct way to discuss the ideas. What's the correct way to discuss the ideas? What's our 4-step plan?
What, who, where, why?
What, where, why, how? Okay, yes? Alright. Which dot point is where you make sure you use appropriate verbs?
Punctuation.
Okay, that one. But what else? Which one tells you, so instead of, if you use says all the time, Holden says,
Vocab.
Holden says, so vocab, good. There's something that says but vocab. Does it say meta language or anything like that?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes?
that one.
Meta language is words that are specific English class words, not actual English words like cat, dog, bongo, drum. But I've taught you, for example, the word verb. The word verb is when we're learning English, we learn about the word verb, yes? The word analysis, when we learn about English tasks, yes? So meta language is all that sort of stuff. Meta language could also be rhetoric, which we learned the other day. Maybe it was my other class, rhetoric. Which is essentially just talking out with, you're just sort of talking hot air without much backup. Talking, yeah. Alright. What about where we talked that you turn your verbs into nouns? Where do we do that? Which dot point is that one? Meg, we'll just find that.
Key knowledge or?
It could be key knowledge or a key skill.
Do we have to do all of
You
this?
have to do all of it, yes?
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Can we move that one to so far?
Maybe.
Maybe three?
No.
Oh.
Depends how badly you miss out on things.
Hey, is the second last one the pictures of another?
Alright, Liam, have you worked out which dot point is mentioning or alluding to where we change our verbs into nouns? No?
Could it be the second last one
In knowledge or skills?
in skills?
So in skills, so draft, review, edit, yes, and so you're actually using, so you make it sound more analytical. Good. And also the conventions of a discussion.
Thank you, Nick.
Alright, where do we use our connective or transitional phrases? Which dot point is that one? Is it all about vocab again?
Wait, is that, are we just doing the key knowledge part or the whole lot?
All of it, yep.
Oh.
So here, plan, under key skills, plan and analytical response, take into account the purpose, the context. So that's where, and the critique ideas, all of that is using the what, where, why, how, and all of that is using the words, yes? Alright, let's look at our criteria sheet now. This is, your outcome is out of 40 points. How many points do you need to pass? 20. Please look at the performance indicators and work out which levels you can't get if you want to pass. Can you get a very low? Can you get a low?
No.
No. Can you get a medium?
Yeah. Yes
Maybe.
and no.
What if you get a high, low, and a high, and a
It
low?
depends how high the highs are.
What if you
No,
get
those are lows.
What if you
Okay.
get two
What if there's
medium,
one very
high,
high,
and one low?
and
Maybe only just.
what about a very high, two lows, and
Okay, you can waste your whole weekend doing the mathematical algorithms of how many lows you can get, or you could just practice essays and learn vocab.
I'm just crying on Monday.
For a 20.
You'll just all cry on Monday.
It's just,
Right.
that's what the day's for.
Thank you for laughing
Oh,
at me.
yes.
Alright, so my question to you, Israel,
Teacher.
if you get all mediums, have you passed?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
Because you could get all 9.
Not
That's
necessarily.
50. Borderline 50.
Okay. What evidence do you have that all mediums, Jamal, is a borderline 50?
This in the middle.
Do you have any other evidence?
That's pretty good evidence.
I have evidence that says no.
No.
Can someone find my evidence that says if you get all mediums, you don't
Can
pass?
you get me from 17 to 24?
What if
You may get
17.
17.
Because you may get 17,
Yeah.
you may get 18,
Oh,
you may get 19. If you get 20, you pass. But if I give you all mediums, but you're on the lower end of the medium instead of the higher end of the medium, and you get 17, 18 or 19, you do not pass.
19. 1 mark.
1 mark, yes.
What about get 1 high and 3 medium?
Then you should be fine.
Alright, sweet.
Unless all your mediums, once again, are all the low end of the medium, and your high isn't enough to pull you over. So where are you aiming for? Tell me when you're practicing, you're
Very
aiming
high,
for
medium.
highs.
Very high.
mediums.
Or very highs, maybe an occasional medium. So do you bother to look at very low and go, all I have to do is that?
Nope.
Do you look at all the mediums and go, all I have to do is that?
Nah.
No.
Look at the high, very high. Black.
High medium.
Yes.
Pass.
Let's look at the high.
High.
The first one. Everyone's looking at the first one. In high, or the first criterion. Detailed and accurate understanding of the arguments presented in the text and how they have been constructed. There are 2 parts to this. It is not just that you tell me their contention. It is how they have constructed that contention. If we look at the milk article, the Dairy Connect group is behaving irrationally like Trump. That is an idea. How have they constructed that? By alluding to him, by paralleling Dairy Connect's behaviour to Trump's, by starting out the article by saying fake news. First it was fake news, yes? By finishing the article by saying we're living in Trumpian times. So is it just an idea they put at the end of the text, or is it an idea they sort of smatter throughout it? It's throughout. So you have to tell me, as your examiner, that this is an idea they put throughout it. Sometimes, with the Gladys discussion, Crab, did she say patriarchy at the beginning, or just at the end? At the end. She was talking really uteruses, 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 by the way, patriarchy. So we discussed how the argument is constructed. It is not constructed to be all throughout it. It is building. She starts off by looking as if she's talking about this, but she uses this idea to suddenly shift and talk about this instead. And that is the construction of the argument. So you might want to remind yourself with that criterion that you're talking about shifts in ideas and shifts in discussion, or how often the discussion is centered on that idea. Next one. Detailed and careful analysis and comparison of arguments. So what are you doing? Detailed and careful analysis and comparison of arguments.
Analyzing what he's actually said.
Yes. So you've said what they've said, but to have detailed and compare analysis, you are telling me why and how someone has said something. Okay? And then you're comparing it to A, their own ideas, and if it's logical and it's going well, or really, and B, the other text. What was the word I said about the other text? What's the word we have to remember? Starts with R. It was on the board. It probably still is. It's in green. Relationship.
So
The relationship between the two. If we're saying X does this and Y does that, how do the two also go together? What's the relationship? Does one make the other look like a fool? Does one actually reinforce the second idea. So if we think of all those safe injecting room ones, Farah was our first one. Did the second one contradict Farah or reinforce Farah? Reinforce. Did the third one contradict or reinforce? It reinforced, but also built upon, didn't it? It took their ideas and said, but here's more. Okay? And what about the picture, the cartoon? Did that say the same ideas?
Once again.
Reinforced, okay? But it also more clearly hit home. It made us actually be confronted by the issue. What was confronting in that picture?
The dead arm.
The dead arm, the decomposing arm. Okay. Next one, third criterion. Careful control of the features of comparative analysis, including careful use of structure, conventions and language, including the relevant use of meta language. What is that talking about?
Vocabulary.
And?
Vocab that suits the actual.
Yes, and? Careful use of structure. If you're carefully using a structure, what are you doing? Following a pattern. Doing a comparison. When you switch from Holden to Ford, what do? Use comparative language. On the other hand, similarly, alternatively, conversely, additionally. Yes? They're our signposts. They tell your examiner, hey, this is where I'm going. You are directing your examiner where to go. Last one. Expressive, fluent and coherent written language. What does that mean? Expressive. Are you boring?
No.
Holden says this. Next sentence. Holden says this. Next sentence. Holden says this. Next sentence. On the other hand, Ford says this. Am I interesting? No. So it's vocab. I'm expressive. I've chosen words that are appropriate. Do I say we need to stop something or get rid of something, or is it better if I say we need to abolish something? Abolish. So I choose a word that is stronger, okay? And coherent. The cat sat on the mat. The cat sat on it. Am I Yoda? No, we're not Yoda in any of this. Yes? Okay, so it's coherent, it makes sense, it actually looks like a proper sentence. Alright, and employs appropriate and accurate use of spelling, punctuation and syntax, which means all those rules. So that's really important. Now, there are 4 levels of criterion. And max you can get 40. So is this worth 10, 10, 10, 10?
9 to 10, yeah? Can be 9.
20.
So if you get very high, and if I get all here, I'm getting 40 out of 40, yes?
25.
Is the top criterion worth 10 out of 10?
Yes.
10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
Could be less than. No, it could
Is
be.
the fact that I'm asking you this question a hint that maybe it's not?
Yeah.
And everything you thought
I
of,
said no.
It's ranging.
it could be ranging.
I
The
said no.
top
I said
2
9 to 10.
are worth more. They could be 15 and 15, which is 30, and then 5 and 5.
No way.
I know we blow your mind, don't we?
I thought you said it was 40.
It is out of 40, but 15 plus 15 is 30, and then 5
So
and
if you do one
5 is...
extra well, if you do one really well, you get 15 on it.
So it's just like.
What if it's the best piece you've ever seen and you're like 15, 15, 15, 15? How are you going to get 60 out of 40?
Did I just say 15, 15, 15, 15?
No, 15, 15, 5,
15,
5.
15, 5, 5.
I'm done.
Still, there's many ways to make 40, and it's not by making it make 60.
But could you somehow get 15, 15, 15, 15?
No. No. No, there's no bonus points for your name. We're in year 12 now. Yes, we all wish there were bonus points for names. Alright, so what are you focusing on? You are identifying, looking at the feedback I've given you, and you work out what your exact problem is. Is it you don't know vocab? Is it you haven't been giving me the idea? Is it you forget the pattern? Is it you don't have time? Then work quicker. Yes? Alright.
I'm about like 3 essays in 3 hours.
We've heard this story before. We've all heard the story. I'm looking at the essays right now. Yes? Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Alright. The rest of this session is practicing and fixing something and checking that you've done the fixing. So take something that I've told you to fix and try and fix it. If and when the bell goes, I'm free at lunchtime, after school club, and emailing, and podcasting, watching. Yes? Alright.
Get a SoundCloud channel.
Not yet. I'm going to make a SoundCloud.